Sen at the moment. He was checking the replay out. Go ahead and invite him. I think he just left the game.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's actually really telling, the fact that Sen watched that replay, that he won again.
Well, he's probably looking at how close he was to actually being dead, because I mean, that was super close, guys. If he would have waited just a little bit longer for that attack, Gamanias would have come in and done too much damage. He couldn't have rallied enough forces cross map, and he simply would have lost. Sean, you've hit start game.
I have started. The countdown is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for game number 2? Oh, crowd, you're so cool.
Here we go. Man, that last game was all over the place, Sean. So much close calls with the hatchery at the Natural of Sen, with just things happening so all over the map.
And I cannot emphasize that enough, that it is about the unorthodoxy of Killer versus the timing pushes of Sen. In the left corner, we have the man wearing his Dignitas yellow color. The Cinderella story of this tournament, can he best the beast from Taiwan? It's Dignitas Killer.
And down here on the bottom right, of course, the old pro, the StarCraft 1 veteran. Can Sen take this game 2-0? It's going to be Sen as the red Zerg.
Now, these positions are definitely going to be very, very nice for Sen. Everything is going to be close to him. He can easily do those pushes and get a great sense of what's going on whenever he makes overlords. He can walk them to this path with ease. On the other hand, Killer can't really monitor these paths with overlords nearly as safely. Has to wander them a little bit more farther out. But I think Killer will probably opt not to do some sort of early pool, but will more likely go for the hatch first.
Now, sometimes in these positions, if the overlords do get to the enemy's base in time, they'll simply just keep droning and not build a pool until one of the other ones see them build a pool. It's kind of a game of chicken.
It's like the exact opposite of a Mexican standoff. It's like, well, who's actually going to invest in a gun first? Instead of firing it.
So we see the hatchery going down for Killer as well as Sen. So probably to be seeing that. I mean, the Overlord of Sen is very, very close to his opponent's base.
Yeah, I mean, Sen is now going to get the chance to poke in here. And it's one of those important moments where someone might say, oh no, he hasn't scouted that there's an expansion. But it is not about seeing everything. It's about seeing the timings of what's present. When Sen gets into this base, he's going to count the number of drones. He's going to see that a gas just started and that the pool just started. And he's going to say to himself, well, that looks about like my timing, and I'm early expanding. Therefore, I get what's up.
Yeah, we see both players starting their spawning pool. I believe Killer's was just a couple seconds before Sen. But, you know, I'm really impressed by Sen's play almost every time I watch him. He always seems like he's practiced the build so many times, Sean.
Yeah.
Just always hitting the mark on every inject, always hitting every supply limit that he needs to at any point in the game.
And what's so impressive about that is that in the Zerg vs. Zerg matchup, things tend to be quite volatile. It's not as, I guess I'd say, compartmentalized as other matchups where, you know, you can go, he's doing mech or he's going bio, and there's sort of two categories. In this matchup, sometimes his Baneling will kill 5 drones, sometimes 8, sometimes none, and you have to be extremely adaptive and very clever throughout the game. And Sen not only does that brilliantly, but also never misses any of those basic fundamental moves like controlling his units well or continuing to inject those larvae.
Yeah, I mean, we actually can't talk about that enough, how important larva injects are. If you miss one, you can actually get so far behind in a game, even if it's by 30 or 40 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll just lose simply by the amount of units that you can produce.
I mean, 30 seconds is an absolute lifetime in a game of StarCraft 2. I mean, if Zergling speed is 30 seconds ahead of your opponent, as is the case literally now, then that means that you can suddenly be assured total calm, absolute no aggression, and easily get another round of 8, 9, 10 drones. So suddenly 30 seconds becomes him having about a 30% better economy than you.
Now we see the Baneling nest going down for Killer, and it looks like Sen's going to be going for those roaches. It worked out pretty well for him last game, so Sen feels very confident in that style of play.
Yeah, Sen's a lot like that rubber band style play, that he'll defend and he'll pull back and back and back and back and then snap forward viciously in the mid game. So he loves these roach timing pushes, and again, 2 queens for Sen to hold the front.
Like we're playing a game of Ring Around the Hatchery here with these 2 sets of lings, Sean. How far will they go, man? No one knows.
Well, Ring Around the Rosie sometimes leads to death for the child Zerglings. Killer is, what he's actually doing is counting the drones. He wants to find out what these larvae are going to be, but he got his eyes poked out. Ugh.
Now we see 2 Banelings being morphed in. Look like that is over at the natural of Killer. Of course, that will be for any Ling run-bys that Sen might actually use, but Killer's not really focusing on too many Lings right now, actually droning pretty hard.
No. Oh, this is going to be a devastating blow. What's going to happen right now is Killer's going to get these 2 Zerglings up. He's going to see the number of roaches. He's going to desperately try to throw down a lot of spine crawlers. Look at this, 35 drones to 23. That might sound good on paper, but Killer is in a very rough spot. There are a lot of roaches coming, and once these Zerglings get speed, which is going to be in about no seconds, he's going to be rallying Zerglings forward, and I do not think Killer will have nearly enough units. He needs to build way more spine crawlers.
Yeah, we see that Killer's Overlord is right above these roaches, so he knows that it's coming. We see the 2 Banelings trying to get in there and connect on those Lings.
Whoa.
But here are the roaches of Sen. Looks like they're not even going to bother focusing down that spine crawl. They're going to focus on those Banelings, and he got all of them.
Great control there by Sen. The spine crawler is going to finish up, and we see a whole slew of more Zerglings coming in for both players. Killer has lost all the drones at his natural expansions. Those 8 roaches are down to just 4, but the front has been broken, and Sen continues his tear in the Zerg vs. Zerg matchup. A great timing push, and Killer, his Cinderella story may have just dried up.
Yep, we see the second queen about to fall. The drone's being pulled here in the main. Sen is just waiting for that GG because he's actually just won, Sean.
Killer getting overrun by Zerglings on the minimap. We see the swell of Zerglings, and there's the good game. Sen advances to the next round of play against Select.
He is so good at this matchup, Sean.
Sen, one of the most consistent Zerg vs. Zergers, where everyone else is coin flipping. He's just 100% winning.
Yeah, he's not doing anything crazy, too. He's just doing the same build, it seems like, in almost every game, but it just works so well for him.
He flips the one-sided coin very well.
So he's going up against Select, and we actually cast it earlier. Select's TVZ has been pretty good, man.
Unbelievable. Those really are becoming 2 of the big giants in that matchup. But of course, I would love it if everyone gave a big round of applause to Dignitas Killer. Though he has been eliminated from the tournament, he had an incredible run at BlizzCon 2011, taking second in the Latin American Invitational and performing up to the 3rd round in the lower bracket today.
So, Sean, I think you're actually going to go over to the side stage for an interview. I'm going to take a look at the brackets while you're doing that. So, have fun interviewing Sen. I know you guys are pretty good friends, Sean.
We're Zerg brothers. Anyone seen that photo? Anyone?
I'm sorry.
Bueller? Nice. Bucketed. Got him. Pow. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those brackets to see what the state of the tournament is right down in that lower bracket. There we see Sen against Select. That is going to be a real all-star match.
Yeah, and Naniwal is actually waiting for the winner the loser on the other side of the bracket. And, you know, Damaga will be going against, Sean, don't break anything up here on the stage now. Damaga will be going up against Tu Ming, who's kind of the surprise player, I believe, out of China. So that is going to be an incredible match. And, of course, we did just see Sen taking out Killer, so that will be Sen versus Select, which I cannot wait for because, like we were talking about earlier, Select just looks oh so strong. Of course, up in the winners bracket, we are going to have Nest T versus MVP. Is anyone else as excited for that matchup as I am? That might as well be the finals in my eyes because those 2 players are definitely the best players right now in the world. Sean, are you over there ready for the interview? All right, so it looks like he is not ready just yet, but yeah, so the match we just saw, guys, Sen just played so well with that timing push. He actually does that almost every ZVZ that I've ever seen him play. So, I mean, I'm waiting for someone to really figure out the way to beat it. But if anyone could actually do it, I was really hoping Killer would, because he just plays so unorthodox and so strange. I mean, we saw in that first game with the 9 pull, it was just really not something that Sen expected, but he's able to deal with it and really keep his cool. So great stuff out of Sen. Now, I got to ask the crowd, are you guys having fun here at BlizzCon Day 1? You guys excited for the GSL tonight? Now, that will be going down, I believe, at 9 Pacific, and Artosis and Tasteless will be casting that. That is going to be a lot of fun. MMA versus MVP. Any fans of MMA out there in the crowd? And, of course, MVP, I mean, he's got to have some fans out there as well, right? All right, guys, looks like Sean is ready for that interview, so we're going to go to the side stage with Sean and Sen.
Thank you so much, JP McDaniel. I am here, ladies and gentlemen, with your winner, Gamania Sen. That is the 2nd consecutive Zerg vs. Zerg win for Sen. So Sen, tell us a little bit about that game one. You went for the huge roach timing push, and all the Mutalisks popped out. What was going through your mind at that moment?
就第一场的时候，你很多蟑螂到底怎么生出来的，然后来怎么战术，怎么样战术？
其实我进攻它，就是我蟑螂和狗进攻它的时候，我是有点惊吓，因为它的飞龙居然这么的快，然后我就尽可能就是损伤它的经济，然后但是我成功了，就是我的 timing 来得及，对啊。
He says timing push is a perfect timing, but he's so surprised that his muta is so fast, so he tries best to hurt his economy.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. Killer has some of the fastest Mutalisks I have ever seen in the matchup. And in game two, you just went for a very early Roachling timing push. Were you expecting it to work so well?
就是一样，第二场你用那个蟑螂快攻，那你怎么用这样的 timing？
其实就这个战术我是突发奇想的，我本来没想要用。就是其实我的风格就是这样，我很多时候都是比赛前我才想一套战术去用，对啊。
Oh, he just think about his strategy and just use it. Nothing too much.
And of course, we would love to know, is there anything you are predicting to happen in your upcoming match against Select?
就是我跟 Select 之前在 NASL 第一场他击败我，我希望这次是我很好一个机会让我去报仇，所以我一定会尽力打好这场比赛。
Hold the mic close, real close.
Yeah, because he defeated by Select in NASL, so this is the best chance to do a revenge.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A lot of confidence coming out of Sen. Big round of applause for him yet again for those 2 consecutive wins.
Thank you.
And whatever you do, don't go anywhere, because coming up on the main RTS stage, we're going to have Damaga versus Tudming, the unknown. What will be in store? Find out coming up right after this. For BlizzCon 2011, I'm out.